that has nothing to do with us. So I would say right now, we'd be crazy to think coming to the game that we're the team to beat. Ooh, Acho, out. The Bill Belichick dominant run in New England over.
Big bro, this sounds like a hot take. It's not. His dominant run is, in fact, over. And I've heard so many different theories on this. Oh, Bill Belichick is tanking. NFL players haven't intentionally tanked. We saw that last year. The Dolphins tried to tank. That didn't work.
Nope.
Marcellus, you know when you're walking through your house and you stub your toe and you don't feel the pain instantly, but you know it's about to hurt?
It's coming.
Because it takes time to travel.
Yeah.
You know when you outside on a rainy day or you're inside looking out your window on a rainy day, you see the lightning and then you hear the thunder because it takes time to travel. Marcellus, what I realize is the college game is an indicator of what will happen in the pro game.
Okay.
Where is Acho going with this
Let's go there. Let's go.
In the college game, we saw that the spread offense was starting to take over. That's never going to make its way to the pros. Look at the NFL now. It's all spread offenses. In the college game, we've seen that the authoritarian head coach is losing his power. Uh-oh, Nick Saban, wait a second. You ain't won a national title in a few years now, and you was winning them things, and you were in them things every year. You didn't even make it to the college football playoff this last year. But who was there? Dabo Swinney, head coach of Clemson. They have a barber and a slide in their players' lounge. Who was there? Lincoln Riley, the young Lincoln Riley. Who was there? Ryan Day, cussing out Harbaugh on conference calls. Wait a second. Okay, Acho, where you going with this?
Yeah,
let me take you there.
going?
Let me land the plane.
Yeah.
In the NFL, who's been in the Super Bowl as of late? Andy Reid. Everybody knows, jolly old giant. Who was there? Doug Peterson. He had players with green hair on his team the year they made the run. Who was there? Sean McVay. What is going on? I am starting to see the authoritarian head coaches, Marcellus, from the college game lose a grip and in the NFL game lose a grip. You got to be able to adjust with the times. Bill Belichick is the greatest football coach in the National Football League of all time. All good things do, in fact, come to an end. I don't think this is hot take-ish if you really look at the fact that the college game is an indication of what will happen in the pro game. In the college game, the authoritarians have lost their power. In the pro game, the authoritarians have lost their power. It's a new age athlete. There's new age media. There's new age social media. You got to respond to those athletes differently. I'm going to end my first lap like this. You called them boys yesterday what you called the opt-out boys.
Opt-out boys.
Bro, there is a reason that the Patriots had the most players to opt out. There is a reason that Rob Gronkowski, a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer, chose to retire, chose to chill rather than play in New England. Then as soon as Brady comes back to a different team, Rob Gronkowski gets sprinting back to play football again. There's a reason for that. Y'all can read between the lines.
Oh, look at you. Look at you. All right, so you want to make this correlation.
That take was, hey, came with some heat now.
It came with some heat?
Came with some heat.
Yeah, microwave heat. You know how that's different, like it'd be hot on the outside. And like, damn, I got to put this thing back in there and cook all the way through. I like it, though. All those coaches you named, too, none of them, add them all up. None of them have more rings than Belichick, and you can add them all up. They still don't have more rings than Belichick does. So I don't know if his demise is so sudden and it is so soon right now. Let me say something, and it's not a Wileyism, but you were talking, and I was thinking that no one saw Bill Belichick coming. Remember his first 6 seasons, 5 of them were losing seasons. People were like, oh, he was a great coordinator, but you know how it goes when you have early failures. Oh, yeah, great coordinator, but you're over your head as a head coach. Remember, no one saw Bill Belichick coming as now the greatest coach of all time. So nobody can tell me when he's going, and that includes you as well. Now, it's not a Wileyism, but he felt the effect of that. Boy, be out here praying for his downfall, praying for the Patriots' downfall. This is a situation where if you're the Patriots and you're Bill Belichick, the opt-out boys come into play. Look at all the losses that have occurred to Bill Belichick just this year. Let's talk about, obviously, Tom Brady gone. But the opt-out boys and how COVID has affected this team in the offseason and during the end season. Like, literally, they've been the most affected team, as we talked about with the opt-out boys. Marcus Cannon, Dante Hightower, Patrick Chung, Brandon Bolton, like real players. We're not just talking about guys. Like, these are names. And you lose your quarterback, you lose continuity, you lose the offseason, you lose training camp, and then you pick up a guy on June 28th by the name of Cam Newton who doesn't necessarily fit your style, but you're going to make this work. And Cam Newton came out in the first few weeks. It looked amazing. It looked above expectation. But now everything has regressed to the mean because in reality, you haven't had the reps, you haven't had the time, and you haven't had the practice hours. This is a team that for a stretch of 9 days only practiced twice, had to fly out same day to play at Kansas City Chiefs. Wait a minute, we got to land on the same day we playing the Super Bowl champions? Yeah, that's the cards that were given to the New England Patriots this year. So when you're talking about the demise of them, I see no signs of it. If anything, all of your evidence, as if we're in the courtroom, all of your evidence has been tampered with. All of it, because this entire season is not something that you could have a premise to suggest that his demise has come. Nothing is the same, and nothing will be the same as this offseason. Until we have a real offseason, regular schedule, regular situation, then you could tell me how Bill Belichick's not great anymore.
Let me ride with you. And again, I'm not saying that Bill Belichick's not great. I'm saying his dominant run is over, but let me ride with you.
Good point.
If the evidence has been tampered with, Bill Belichick's the one who tampered with it.
How, Sway?
You said they lost so many players. They lost their Hall of Fame quarterback. They lost the opt-out boys. Who dictates that?
Who dictates that?
Who dictated Tom Brady not coming back?
Brady could have stayed.
Exactly, but why didn't he?
Because he didn't want to.
But why didn't he want to? Exactly. It's all pointing back to Bill Belichick. Why didn't Rob Gronkowski want to play there?
He had 19 surgeries.
But he came back.
Yep.
He in so many ways, everybody is saying it's a Bill Belichick thing. The opt-out boys, I'm with you. COVID played into effect. Adante Hightower, I know he had his first child. Patrick Chung, different issues. So many different issues.
Yeah.
However, there is a reason why the central person that so many of these players, Marcellus, are choosing to either not, they're all choosing to not play football or go play elsewhere. A lot of it has to do with the head man, Bill Belichick. My coach told me, he said, the fun is in winning. The fun is in winning. Football is only so fun if you winning. Because the players for the Patriots said, uh-oh, Tom Brady gone? We might not win again. Shh, let me be one of them opt-out boys. Y'all starting a new band?
Stop
the opt-out boys?
Stop that.
Yeah. Give me, y'all got room for one more? I can play the bass now. The Patriots, the players that I've talked to them, I'm sure you have talked to them as well. Close friends with some of the star players on the team. It's only fun because we be getting these W's. I mean, and I'm talking about like captains, like, hey, it's worth it because we win. As soon as you see that you've lost your chokehold on winning, I think you're starting to see the domino effect of players leaving and Bill Belichick not being able to retain power. Again, I see it very simply. If the college game is an early indicator, we've seen it in the college game. We're now seeing it in the pro game.
It's interesting. We got to bring in our Fox NFL analyst, LeVar Arrington, settle the score up here. So, LeVar, is Bill Belichick's dominant run in New England over?
This dominant run is over. This era of a dominant run is over. And it's based upon identity. It kind of goes to both of the points that you guys are both making, right? When you think about it, it was my year and the year before, 1999, 2000, where you saw this identity and this definition created the Patriot way. Well, that wasn't just Bill Belichick. We love to give all the credit to Bill. But it was a Ty Law. It was a Chris Slade. It was you name it, right? Who was Bledsoe was the quarterback. You had a great quarterback starting. Teddy Bruschi, all these guys that are on that team. Lawyer Malloy, Troy Brown, David Patton. That identity was established with that group of guys. Then you bring in Tom Brady, who understands what that Patriot way is, and that's why the coach was able to speak to him the way that he did, teach him the way that he did, and then you start plugging and playing. So now you can bring in different guys to be corners, different guys to be receivers, Wes Welker, Amendola. You know, you look at like the tight end that came in the same time as Gronk was doing better than him before Gronk became Gronk. The system was in place, guys. The identity was created. I think when you lost Tom Brady, they underestimated the amount of identity that was going out the door with Tom's departure. That's why I was always adamantly fighting and battling you guys, talking about when they brought in Cam, to say that Cam was going to become the starting quarterback when Stidham was the one that was the recipient and the beneficiary of being behind Tom Brady and understanding what the Patriot way is and the processes of what it is that you do in order to play the game the way it's supposed to be played. Now you're seeing a group of guys that cannot overcome the things that they've been able to overcome in games years past. because that identity is gone.
Here's my issue, LeVar, and I like everything you said. I think everything you said was actually correct, but there's one part I want to zoom in on. You said when they lost Tom Brady. That's the exact point I'm talking about is when they lost Tom Brady, you let the genie out the bottle. And you can't put the genie back in the bottle.
Can't put him back in.
Bill Belichick was going to have